welcome back to my SAT math class. Today's topic is system of equation. So at first, I want to explain three different ways to solve a system of equation. Number one, substitution. I want to explain substitution with some examples. After that, I keep explaining elimination and graph method. Think about this example. 2x minus y equals 5. And 5x plus 2y equals 12. Okay. To use the substitution, you have to solve one equation for one variable. I want to solve first equation for y first. So this is going to be y equals form. So I want to subtract 2x and subtract 2x from both sides. That part will be gone. Only negative y is left. And then negative 2x plus 5. And then what about multiplied by negative 1? So that whole thing is times negative. Because I solved for negative y now, so I want to solve for y. Negative y times negative 1 is positive y. And then 2x minus 5. Because I multiply negative 1 for every single term. Looks like this. And I'm going to explain, I'm going to substitute 2x minus 5 for y of second equation. And what happened? It's going to be 5x plus 2y, and y is what? 2x minus 5 is equal to 12. And then this will be properly. So 5x plus 4x and minus 10 equals 12. 5x plus 4x is what? 9x. 9x equals 22. So what is x? 22 over 9. So I just found the value of x. What is the next step? We need to find value of y. So I'm going to plug in this number for x. And then y is going to be 2x minus 5. So 2 times 22 over 9 minus 5. Which is 44 minus 9 minus 5. 5 is 5 over 1, right? So what is the common denominator of 9 and 1? That's 9. So I need 44 over 9 minus times 9 times 9 at top and bottom. And then 45 over 9. So y value is what? 44 minus 45, which is negative 1. So negative 1 over 9. Y value. So your final answer, usually we use ordered pair form. So x comma y, so 22 over 9 comma negative 1 over 9. This is the next method to solve a system of equation is elimination. I'm going to explain that with one example like this. 3x plus 2y equals 5, 2x minus 4y equals 3. To use the elimination method, you have to make same coefficient of one variable. So you can make same coefficient for x terms or same coefficient of y terms. In this case, y terms is easier to make same coefficient because 2y and negative 4y, if we multiply by just 2 at first equation, that coefficient of y term going to be 4y, right? So I will multiply by 2 at the first equation. 2 times 6x will be 3x will be 6x, and then 2 times 2y. They're going to be plus 4y. And then 2 times 5 equals 10. Then subtract or add to eliminate one variable. In this case, just add them because negative 4y plus positive 4y will be 0. Okay, so what is 2x plus 6x, which is 8x? And then that is 0. Then 3 plus 10 is 13. So x equals 13 over 8. After you find the x value, plug in x value for any of two equations. I'm going to use the second equation, 2x minus 4y equals 3, because it looks like easier for me. So plug in 13 over 8 for x, and then 2 times 13 over 8 minus 4y is equal to 3. So 26 over 8 minus 4y is equal to 3. And then I'm going to add 4y at both sides. That'll be good. And then that is cancel out 13 over 4, I think. That is equal to 3 plus 4y. And then I subtract 3 from both sides. So what is 4y equals? 13 over 4 minus 3. 3 is over 3 means 3 over 1. Then I want to make the same denominator. So 3 times 4 and 1 times 4 to make common denominator 4. So 4y is equal to 13 over 4 minus 12 over 4. So 1 over 4. And then times 1 over 4 both sides to find y value. 1 over 16. I found x value, which was 13 over 8. And then I found y value, plug in that number into one of two equations given. 2 times 13 over 8 minus 4y equals 3. And then I solve this equation for y, I got 1 over 16. So what is the answer? Usually we use what? Ordered pairs. So 13 over 8 and then 1 over 16. This is the final answer. Okay, graph method is this. If there is two equations given for you, x minus 2y equals 5, 2x plus y is equal to 4. Suppose this is number 1 equation, this is number 2 equation. Okay, graph method is using graph. Just draw both graph. I draw it. It is y-axis, it is x-axis. First equation, slope is 1/2, and negative 2.5 is y-intercept. So it looks like this. Then second one is y-intercept is 4, and then 4 and slope is negative 2. So something like this. It is second graph. These two graphs has intersection point. Where is intersection point? Intersection point over here, right? And then that intersection point definitely have x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay, that x coordinates and y coordinate over the intersection points is actually a solution of this system of equation. You have to understand this concept. So I give this one example problem for SAT using the graph method. Okay, actually the most of problems never ask you find x, y values in graph method. They usually give you already an intersection point, order the pair, and then find some different value. Something like this. Suppose there are two equations. 3x minus ky equals 2. Then the other equation is x plus ty. Ty is equal to negative 3. Okay? And then the problem gives you graph. that graph is given, one of these graph is this, the other one is like that. And then they give you intersection point ordered pair. That intersection points was 1 and 1. Intersection point of these two graphs was 1 and 1. And then the question asks you, find what? Find k plus t. Find the value of k plus t. So how can you find the k and t? It's very easy because intersection point order pair 1 and 1, that point is actually solution, right? Of that system of equation. So plug in x equals 1, y equals 1, and 2, both equations to find the value of k and t. So I'm going to use that point 1 and 1 for the first equation first. So x is 1, y is 1. 3 minus k equals 2. That means k equals 1, right? You find the k value. And then that supposed to be solution of second equation as well, because this point intersection point, which means points on both graph. So when you plug in 1 and 1 for the second equation, that must be true again. What happened? 1 plus t is equal to negative 3. That means t equals to negative 4. So what is k plus t? 1 plus negative 4, which is negative 3. This is the answer. Okay, so you have to understand the concept of a graph method. What is the concept? The intersection points of two graph of two equation. Okay, actually solution of a system of equation. X, y coordinate of that intersection point is x value and y value of that system of equation. I just explained the three different ways to solve a system of equation. Now I'm going to explain three different types of a solution of a system of equation. Some system of equation can have, I'm talking about system of linear equation usually. Sometimes the system of equation has only one solution, only one x value and only one y value, just like examples I just gave you. Only one solution. Second type of equation, sometimes they have no solution, and then sometimes they have infinite many solutions. When you solve the system of equation, use substitution or elimination or graph method, right? Suppose you use substitution or elimination, and then you try to solve that solution, system of equation, but your answer is exactly one x value, like x is 3. And you found that y is 2. What does it mean? This system of equation is going to have only one solution, right? Then normally we find it like that. But sometimes you try to find x value first by substitution or elimination. And then you found that the equation is going to be 0 times x equals 3, something like that. So 0 times x is the other number, more than 0. There is no that kind of x value, 0 times any values of x, just 0. You cannot make 3, right? So it has no solution. But sometimes you try to find the x or y using substitution or elimination method. You found it sometimes 0 times x is equal to 0 form. That means any values of x doesn't matter. 0 times any number is 0. So we don't have only one x. We have a lot of possible x values, right? That's why in that system of equation have infinite many solutions. If the system of equation means two equation is given by y equals mx plus b form, like y equals m1x plus b1, and then y equals m2x plus b2. Okay, solution means what in the graph? Solution was intersection points of two graphs. So if the system of equation has only one solution, it is E, only one solution, That means that two graphs has only one intersection point, right? They have what? Only how many? Only one intersection point. Something like this, right? Two graphs gonna have only one intersection point. What does it mean? If two graphs should have one intersection point, that means two slopes must be different. So if that M1 and M2, so M1 and M2, they have different value. M1 is not equal to M2. Definitely, those two graphs will have only one intersection point. Okay, in that case, this system of solution equation will have only one solution. Okay, what about no solution means? No intersection point, right? Two graphs should have no intersection point. Two graphs of two equations should look like this. What does it mean? Those two lines should be parallel lines. The parallel means they have same slope, right? M1 equals M2. Definitely they should have different y-intercept. So what is the y-intercept? B1 and B2, they y-intercept. So B1 is not equal to B2. And then those two lines are going to be parallel lines, right? And then you can say, oh, that system of equation have no solution because they have no intersection point. Some system of equation have infinite many solutions. There was 0x equals 0 form. In mx plus b form, if they have infinite intersection points, that means infinite many solutions, right? So how two lines can have infinite many solutions? So infinite many intersection points. So those two graphs actually congruent. So they have same slope and same y-intercept. But in real SAT test, mx plus b form is not given much. Most of system of equation problem is given standard forms like ax plus by equals c, like 3x plus 2y equals 5. So a1x b1y equals to c1. Another one is a2x b2y c2. Okay, if this system of equation have only one intersection point, only one solution, so you have to, I just said that they have different slope. So you have to change forms from standard form to slope intercept form to compare slopes. Okay, but I'm gonna give you another way, easier way. You don't have to change forms actually. Okay, I give another formula. If they have different slope, that means a1 over a2 is not equal to b1 over b2. Ratio of these two coefficients not equal to ratio of these coefficients. And then you can say they have different slope. So they will still have one solution or one intersection point. What about second case? No intersection point or no solution. Okay, they have same slope, different y-intercept. What about in this standard form is given? Don't change forms from standard form to slope intercept forms. Just use the ratio of a1 over a2 and b1 over b2 and c1 over c2. Okay, if these two ratios is equal to each other, that means the same slope. But C1 over C2 is not equal to each other. That means they have different y-intercept. Directly use this equation. It's much easier. The last case, infinite many solution case, that means they have same slope, same y-intercept. Same thing. In the standard form is given. So use A1 over A2. Then compare B1 over B2 and C1 over C2. If they all equal to each other, that means the same slope, same y-intercept. Use this equation to solve some problem. Okay, I go over this all with some problems I chose just 10 problems from College Board released from test 1, test 3, test 5. Okay, I found 10 problems. Okay, let me solve those problems. 3x plus 2y equals 5, and 2x minus 4y equals 3. To use the elimination method, we have to make same coefficient of one variable. So you can make same coefficient for x terms or same coefficient of y terms. In this case, y terms is easier to make same coefficient because 2y and negative 4y, if we multiply by just 2 at first equation, that coefficient of y term going to be 4y, right? So I will multiply by 2 at the first equation. 2 times 6x will be 3x will be 6x, and then 2 times 2y, they're gonna be plus 4y, and then 2 times 5 equals 10. Then subtract or add to eliminate one variable. In this case, just add them because negative 4y plus positive 4y will be 0. Okay, so what is 2x plus 6x, which is 8x? And then that is 0. Then 3 plus 10 is 13. So x equals 13 over 8. After you find the x value, plug in x value for any of two equations. I'm going to use the second equation, 2x minus 4y equals 3, because it looks like easier for me. So plug in 13 over 8 for x, and then 2 times 13 over 8 minus 4y is equal to 3. So 26 over 8 minus 4y is equal to 3. And then I'm going to add 4y at both sides. That'll be good. Then that is cancel out 13 over 4, I think. That is equal to 3 plus 4y. And then I subtract 3 from both sides. So what is 4y equals? 13 over 4 minus 3. 3 means 3 over 1. Now I want to make the same denominator. So 3 times 4 and 1 times 4 to make common denominator 4. So 4y is equal to 13 over 4 minus 12 over 4. So 1 over 4. And then times 1 over 4 both sides to find y value. 1 over 16. I found x value, which was 13 over 8. And then I found y value, plug in that number into one of the two equations given. 2 times 13 over 8 minus 4y equals 3. And then I solve this equation for y, I got 1 over 16. So what is the answer? Usually we use what? Ordered pair. So 13 over 8 and then 1 over 16. This is the final answer. First problem is this. 3x plus 4y equals negative 23. 2y minus x equals negative 19. If the solution x, y, the system of equations above, just find the solutions, right? Substitution, elimination, which one is better? Substitution is better. So I'm going to solve first equation, this 4x. So I'm going to add x, and then add 19, add 19. So what is x equals? 2y plus 19. And then I'm going to substitute 2y plus 19 for x for second equation. Actually, first equation. So 3x plus 4y equals negative 23. So 3 times 2y plus 19 plus 4y equal to negative 23. And then do what? Distributive property. So 6y plus 57 plus 4y equal to negative 23. We have like terms which are 6y and 4y. Combine those two terms, which is 10y. 10y, and then subtract 57 from both sides. It will be cancelled out, and then 80, negative 80. So y equals negative 8. You don't have to find the x coordinate because look at the choices. Only choice B has y coordinate of negative 8. So answer is B. But many students use backward. Many students use kind of plug in these numbers. Negative, for example, A have negative 5 and negative 2. Plug in x, y values into both equations. And then if that point make both equations become true, that is the answer, okay? And then if that satisfies one equation, but that doesn't satisfy the other one, that is not an answer. If you try for yourself, plug in 3 and negative 8 for x and y for both. It should be both true. I believe that it'll be true. Anyway, there are many ways to solve this problem, but I strongly recommend you solve a substitution for this problem. Next, x plus y equals negative 9, x plus 2y equals negative 25. According to the system of equations above, what is the value of x? Oh, you don't need the value of y. We need just the value of x, right? So, I'm going to eliminate y to find x. So, times 2 at first equation. There will be 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times y is going to be 2y is equal to 2 times negative 9, negative 18. And I subtract these two equations. X minus 2x, negative x. 2y minus 2y, cross out. That is equal to negative 25 minus negative 18. That's going to be negative 7. So x equals 7. This is the answer. I use elimination. So I really recommend you use elimination to solve this problem instead of substitution. But not much different. Number 6, 2x minus 3y equals negative 14, 3x minus 2y equals negative 6. If x, y is a solution to the system of equations above, what is the value of x minus y? X minus y. Find that x and y and then find x minus y. Okay, how can you do that? Substitution is annoying in this case. Elimination is better. Or I can explain different ways. So a lot of SAT problem doesn't ask you one value like value of x or value of y, but just ask you value of expression like x minus y like this. In that case, most of the problem you don't have to find the x and y values separately. Just find the value of x minus y one time. I show you how to do this, okay? Just add this equation. 2x plus 3x, which is 5x, right? It's 5x. Negative 3y plus negative 2y, negative 5y is equal to negative 20. Negative 20. And then I will all these three terms divide by 5. 5x over 5, just x. Negative 5y divide by 5, just negative y. And then negative 20 divided by 5, negative 4. Automatically, we just found what? The value of x minus 4. It is much easier to use substitution or elimination to find each value of x, y. Don't do that for this problem, just to find the value of x minus y. So C is the answer. Kx minus 3y equals 4, 4x minus 5y equals 7, In the system of equations above, k is a constant and x and y are variables. For what value of k will the system of equation have no solution? Okay, we find the value of k to make this system equation have no solution. No solution. Standard form is given. I just explained it. Okay, a1x plus b1y equals c1 and a2x plus b2y equals c2. Yeah, if they have no solution, that means they don't have any intersection points. So those two lines should have same slope, different y-intercept. In standard form, use ratio of these three numbers, a1 over a2, and then b1 over b2, and then c1 over c2. These two should be equal to each other, but last ratio is not equal to each other. Okay, what about in this problem? Just compare this to ratio. K over 4, right? K over 4 should be equal to negative 4, negative 3 over negative 5. Negative, negative, positive, right? Cross multiply. So 5k equal to 12. So k is 12 over 5. This is the final answer. A. If you just change forms, y equals mx plus b form for both, and then compare slope, and those two slope equal to each other because they don't have any intersection point, that works, but you have more works and more time. So I told you in the first video, easiest way, simplicity way is the best way for the SAT. Use this Mayo formula. Will be much better. Wow, this equation have different because it is not system of linear equations. It's a system of quadratic equation and linear equation. So first one is quadratic, second is linear. Okay? Most of these problems just a substitution. Use substitution because y equals x squared. So plug in x squared for this y. So 2y plus 6 means 2x squared plus 6 because y is x squared. And then just distribute it properly. 2x plus 6. And 66 cancel out. So 2x squared equal to 2x. 2x squared equal to 2x. And then subtract 2x. 2x squared minus 2x equal to 0. 2x is common factor. Then x minus 2, 1. 2x times 1 is 2x. So what is x values? This is 0 or x is 1. The problem says, x supposed to be greater than 0. So you have to read the question carefully. So 0 cannot be the answers. Only possible answer greater than 0 is x equals to 1. If x equals to 1, because y was x squared, y is 1 squared because x equals to 1. So y is 1 too. And then what was the question? Find that xy. Alright, so that means 1 times 1. So 1 is the answer. Number 18, 1/2 parenthesis 2x plus y equals 21 over 2. And then y equals 2x. And then find that x value. That's the question. Find the value of x. That means we don't need y. That's why substitution works. Y equals 2x, plug in 2x for y, and then the first equation will have only x, right? So 1 over 2, 2x plus y, y 2x, 2x plus 2x. That will be 21 over 2. Okay, so what is 2x plus 2x equals 4x. This part is 4x. So 1/2 times 4x 21 over 2. That one half cancel out actually. So 4x equals what? 21. So x equals 21 over 4. This is the answer. Okay. Easy, right? I just used what? Substitution. 1f(y) equals 4x minus 1f(y) is 2. Let me solve for x first because 1/2y is 4. So I can use 4 for this 1/2 over y. Right? So 1/2y is 4. X minus 1/2y. So x minus 4 is 2. So x equals 6. Okay? And then from this equation, what is y? Just times 2. Times to both sides. 2 times 1/2 is 1. So y equals 4 times 2 is 8. So just from the first equation, you can find the y equals 8. So x and y we found all, but we don't have to find y, right? Because it asks you value of x only. So answer is 6. Next problem. 7x plus 3y equals 8. 6x minus 3y is 5. And then it asks you what is the value of x minus y? X minus y. It's very easy, right? Because 3y negative 3y is same coefficient with a different sign. So I just want to add them. Okay. 7x plus 6x, 13x. 3y plus negative 3y is cancelled out. That is equal to 8 plus 5, 13. That's why x equals 1. Okay, we found x already. Plug in 1 for x into first equation or second equation, doesn't matter. I want to use first equation. 7 times 1, that's 7. Plus 3y equals 8. Subtract 7. Subtract 7, 3y is 1, then y equals 1/3. 1/3. Our goal is to find x minus y is 1 minus 1/3, which is 2/3. So 2/3 is the final answer. 9. 9ax plus 9b minus 6 equals 21. Based on the equation above, what is the value of ax plus b? Alright, we cannot find a or b, even or x. So we can find just ax plus b, that value of that expression at one time. So how can you make ax plus b? Because look at that. This part. What is common factor? 9. If you take it out 9, that inside the parenthesis is going to be what? Ax plus b. Yes. And then it asks you, what is the value of this? So for that expression. So add 6 first. Cross out. So 9 times ax plus b equals 27, and then divide by 9, divided by 9. So ax plus b equals what? 9 times 1, 9 times 3, that's going to be 3. So 3 is the answer. 11. A software company is selling a new game in a standard edition and a collector's edition. The box for the standard edition has volume of 20 cubic inches. And the collector's edition has volume 30 cubic inches. Collector's edition has bigger volume, right? The company receives an order for 75 copies of the game, and the total volume of the order to be shipped is 1,870 cubic inches. Which the following system of equation can be used to determine the number of standard edition games S and then the collector's editions game C. Number 1, the company receives 75 copies total. So S plus C should be 75. And then standard edition's volume for each is 20 cubic inches, and then S games, right? So 20 S cubic inches is total volume of all standard edition games. And then collector's edition games, one game box volume is 30 cubic inches, and then they order the C games, so 30C. That is total amount of volume, 1870. Okay, this is right. Only this have 30S into, oh yeah, another one here. Yep. So one of these two things answers, but there is no this equals S plus C equals 75, but we can find the C equals form. Subtract C, S subtract S. So C is equal to what? 75 minus S. 75 minus S equals to C. Okay, over here, B is answers. Let's go to last problem today. Y equals x squared minus 4x plus 4, y equals 4 minus x. Substitution is system of quadratic and linear equation. So most of system of quadratic equation and linear equation, okay, we use for those problems usually substitution. So substitute 4 minus x for y. So 4 minus x equals x squared minus 4x plus 4. Quadratic equation, so make one side become 0. So I want to subtract 4n plus x and subtract 4. All gone, 0 equals x squared. Negative 4x plus x is a negative 3x. And then 4 minus 4 is going to be 0. So factor this. What is common factor? Common factor is x. Take it out. X is minus 3. That must be equal to 0. And then there are two possible answers. X equals 0 or x equals 3. If x is 0, y is 4. If x is 3, y is 1 because y equals 4 minus x. But it asks you, what is one possible value of x? You can choose one of these two things. Okay, you can choose 0, you can choose 3. 0 or 3. Gonna be answers. Quick review. System of equation. You can use substitution or elimination. And then you have to understand graph method. Intersection points, xy coordinate gonna be answer of the system of equation. 3 different type solution, right? One solution, no solution, infinite many solution. For one solution problem, different slope. No solution means same slope, different y-intercept. Infinite many solution problem, the equation have what? Same slope, same y-intercept. If standard form is given, don't change forms, just use this equation comparing A1 over A2, B1 over B2, and C1 over C2. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification. I'll post the next video after a couple of days. Thank you so much.